Hey everyone, how's it going? So, there really hasn't been a whole lot much coming out as of late, except for Bumblebee and Aquaman, which I wasn't able to take part in their early screenings, so I'll have to go ahead and save those reviews for this weekend. But I was talking to my sister the other day and recommended a few TV shows and realized, damn, I watch a lot of TV too, so I wanted to go ahead and start sharing with you some of my opinions of some of the shows I do watch. And the first one I'm going to go ahead and share with you is the first season of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. We all know the name Jack Ryan, the character that first appeared in the 1984 novel The Hunt for Red October, and many more novels and movies after, and if you can't get enough of well-made political thrillers, this series is a must-watch for you, my friend, and should be right up your alley. Interconnected stories, edge-of-your-seat action, and well-written, well-executed dialogue. Created by Carlton Cuse and Graham Rowland in collaboration with Michael Bay's production company Platinum Dunes for Amazon Studios. The 8-episode series stars John Krasinski as Jack Ryan, a former Marine with PTSD, medically discharged after being injured after trying to help a boy who turned out to be a suicide bomber. Now a CIA financial analyst, Ryan has his life turned upside down when he discovers a suspicious series of bank transfers he believes are the signs of a new powerful terror network being established in the Middle East by a man only known as Suleiman. I really liked Jack Ryan, mainly because of, even though sometimes the story can be a little off track and convoluted, Krasinski, who now with films such as A Quiet Place, Detroit, and 13 Hours under his belt has proven himself to be a talented actor, no longer stereotyped as the guy from The Office. But let's not forget why this show works so well and is so relatable. Krasinski and the other actors around him, Wendell Pierce and Abby Cornish, have some really excellent on-screen chemistry. Perfectly cast. This show is as much about them as it is Ryan. Take for example Pierce, one of my favorites, as Ryan's the new boss and recently demoted hot-headed deputy director James Greer, who doesn't always see eye to eye with Ryan. With Ryan at times even is going as far to go behind his back to do what he believes is right. Even though these transgressions, Greer still recognizes Ryan as a special asset to the team, nicknaming him Bright Boy, dragging him out from behind his cushy desk job and throwing him right in the middle of the action as a field agent, where sometimes their moral codes clash, like when they have to use a Turkish criminal to help them track down a high-value target. But no matter the situation, he's always right there, giving him cover fire when they find themselves in deadly situations. Then there's the relationship between Ryan and his love interest, research physician Cassie Mueller, who specializes in infectious diseases, played by Cornish, that goes from Ryan trying to downplay his job as an analyst as a regular everyday boring desk job to a helicopter landing at her father's birthday party with the message, "Jack Ryan, you need to come with us. It's a matter of national security." She's like, what the fuck? Who are you? I was also very happy with the decision to use practical effects and on-site locations over sets and CGI effects that made this feel and look so realistic. Gunshots and bullets felt like gunshots and bullets. Explosions looked like real explosions, and when people get shot, they bleed. I know we don't pay too much attention to small, fine details like this sometimes, but it's the little things like this that really do go a long way in having a powerful effect in a show such as this, where you're in the middle of a battlefield where one wrong move has consequences. It's every time somebody got shot and they fell over and they huddled over and you couldn't see what happened, you would just lose the feeling of consequence to actions. And like I said earlier, I thought the plot can get, at times, not too much, but a little convoluted as it jumps back and forth between DC and the Middle East terror organization. This is where we're confronted with Suleiman, the main antagonist of the show, who was orphaned as a child during a Lebanese war when his mother was killed in an aerial bombing, leaving him only with his little brother Ali, who find refuge in France, where Suleiman feels he is discriminated against for being Muslim. After being arrested and jailed after protecting his little brother, he's radicalized by some extremists while he's in prison. After being released, the ambitious, educated, financial genius Suleiman plans a bio-attack on the West as he seeks to establish a unified Islam, even as his own family is attempting to flee from his madness. But right here, I have to go ahead and stop and say, thank God this TV shows and these writers aren't terrorists. Some of the plots they make up are just frightening, smart, and honestly sometimes feel just a little too good. But unfortunately, as for this side of the story, I wasn't as impressed with. The writing and the terror plot was well developed, but the acting was just okay. No one character really stood out for me on this side. Ali Suleiman, who plays Suleiman, that's kind of weird that they named the terrorist after him. I wonder what he thought of that. He was passable, though. He was passable, Suleiman. Slayman? was really forgettable as Suleiman's brother, and Dina Shahabi, well, she plays his wife, and I just didn't really care for her. Luckily, it's just a small part of the bigger picture, though, which is why I was so happy at the ending of the season to find out that this narrative had a clear and decisive ending. There was no season-ending cliffhanger for Suleiman. It was cut and dry. Suleiman and this side of the adventure are not coming back for Season 2. That time in Ryan's life is complete, and now we're on to the next chapter of his story. Not to say it doesn't have a few moments of brightness. I really don't want to take away from that aspect of the story. But for the most part, I was just really happy when they got back to the Ryan, Greer, and Mueller aspect, which I really enjoyed. I was a little disappointed, though. When they did end it, they left Wendell Pierce's James Greer on ice. Well, not really ice, but they left the character open to the possibility of not returning in the future. But I did find that Pierce is returning for Season 2, which makes me really happy. So hopefully now with these three scheduled to return, they can find a bigger, more compelling dilemma for Ryan to confront that will in addition counterbalance the show's two sides just a little bit better. But overall, I was very satisfied. This is one of the better TV shows that I've seen this year. I'm going to have to go ahead and give Jack Ryan a B+. Hey everybody, thanks for coming out and checking out my review of Jack Ryan. If you want to see this show, you can pick it up on Amazon right now. And if you like it or you don't, come back and comment and let me know what you thought of it. And as always, if you want to be part of the adventure, subscribe right here and join the quest.